Hi everybody, my name is Lily and welcome to the Financial Corner. And as always, this is the space where we provide you with easy, implementable and effective financial tips to help you build your financial report. Today, I'm joined by an aerospace engineer and a well-renowned entrepreneur. His name is Timothy Runji, well in short we call him Tim. And he's going to guide us through the process on how you can grow your financial wealth. So stay tuned. So how's it going, Tim?
It's going great. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being a part of this program.
It's an honor.
So Tim, tell us, how did you excel to financial freedom and how can you help somebody who is trying to navigate their path to building their financial report to actually getting there?
So firstly, I would tell people that it needs to be a mental decision. This is the point I got to in my life where I realized this has to be a mental decision because it's not easy. And I want to say first things first is put God first. He is the giver of all things, so you can't get financially free if you don't have God in your equation. So put God first. And that means both spiritually and also with what you have. So with whatever you have, you put God first. Make sure that He's first in your life in everything that you do. And then also when you're budgeting, you make sure that you put God first in your budgeting. That's through tithing and offering, helping others. So that's all doing God's work. So make sure you put that first. I have a personal testimony of how it's so much better if you put God first. And the second thing I would say is you need to remember to save. That's something that needs to be quite important, but you can't save if you're always in debt. So make sure that you clear your debts first. That's something that we're living more and more in debt in this day and age. So make sure that you clear your debts, whatever credit cards you have, whatever, store cards you have, any debts that you have. You want to clear that first because these things gain interest and it makes it harder for you to save. And then once you've cleared that, it makes it now easier now for you to put money aside. So make sure that you save. The Babylonians, which was one of the richest empires in the history of the world, had this model of saving at least a 10% of whatever they earned. So make sure at the end of the month that you save at least 10% and you'll be surprised by the end of the year how far you've come. The other thing is to invest. So you don't want to just save and have money piling up in your bank account, because what happens is if there's an economic crisis or anything happens, that money can go from being worth something to worth nothing in a matter of moments. So you also want to invest. And I always tell people the best thing to invest in is real estate, if you can. But invest in something. You need to have assets. Even when you go and get a loan from a bank, the first thing that they'll ask you, one of the first things besides your pay slip and your bank statements, is do you have assets? So you want to make sure you have assets. Acquire good assets that will give you a return on your investment. So these are the three things. So, or four things actually. If you put God first, clear your debts, make sure to save, and make sure to invest. This can help you reach that point of financial freedom, but it's something that you have to be very particular about, because sometimes we go to the store, we go to Discam, or we go to some stores and we want to buy this and that and the other. Make sure that you cover these four things first before you start splurging on anything else.
Awesome tips, Tim. I'm just wondering, if somebody's living below the poverty line and their desire is also to achieve this financial freedom and create wealth for themselves, how do they go about it?
Well, Bill Gates once said, and this is a popular saying, Bill Gates once said, if you're born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, that's your fault. So it comes back to the thing of what is your mental state? And I truly believe poverty or being poor is a state of mind. So you have to get out of that state of mind and start believing that you can do much more with your life than what has been given to you and what your situation is. So another thing you need to realize is God has given each one a talent, just like it tells us in the Gospels. Some have 5, which is true, and some only have 1. But He has given each one a talent. So you need to use your talent to your advantage and to God's glory. So use what you have in your hand. You might not have a degree, you might not have a lot of money that somebody has left you, but you might have a skill that nobody else has, or a skill that you can hone and make it earn money for you. So use what you have in your hands. If it's washing cars, make sure that you're the best car washer in the whole city, and people will come to you and people will pay. People will drive across town to wash their cars at your car wash. If you're good at cutting hair, make sure you're the best barber or the hairstylist that you can be. If you're good at just mending clothes, whatever it is, use your hands. I tell people that even if you have skills you've got knowledgeable skills, you can actually open a YouTube channel, teach other people your skills. And you never know that somebody might pick you, you'll get sponsorships and so on. So use what you have in your hands. It doesn't mean that you have to now start, from very high to get to that level. You don't need $1 million in your account like Donald Trump did. You just need to use what you have in your hands, and you can eventually build yourself out of that situation. A lot of the world's richest people started very basic. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, built Apple from a garage. So it's something that you can build yourself to, but you need to be determined and realize what talents do I have, and then work with them.
Thank you for that, Tim. And last question, can anybody become rich, or is it only for a few elite?
That's a very good question. I think, first of all, people have a bad idea about the word richness. Some people might feel like it's pompous, or it's got some evil to it. As they say, the root of all evil is money. But I feel that it's something that God would like us to be. He wants us to be comfortable. He wants us to be able to use our means to grow His gospel and to help others, to use our hands to help other people. So I think it's something that everybody has access to, but I also don't think it's something for everybody. It might be that it's not your calling, in that you wouldn't know what to do with it. You might be better off at something else. A lot of people say, I wish I had $4 million. But we also have to realize, with $4 million, if you were to get $4 million today, that also comes with its own responsibilities. Because, a lot of people, you hear people winning the lottery and then going mad or committing suicide. So I would say it's something that we do have access to, but it's not for everybody. It could actually end up being your ruin if it's not meant to be your forte.
Thank you so much, Tim. Awesome tips. Thank you so much, Tim, for those awesome and power-packed tips on how to achieve financial reporting. And I hope you've learned something that can help you grow your wealth, grow your capital, and also reach that financial rapport. From us here, Financial Corner, until next time, have a good one.